At the base of my Trachycarpus fortunei, I have actually one of my favorite plants, and I got a whole row of them in here. I think there's about 5 or 6. This is the Japanese holly fern, the Cyrtomium falcatum. It's a really interesting broadleaf evergreen fern. Doesn't have the fine lacy texture of a lot of ferns, but it's more of a kind of like a stout, robust form. I think they grow these a lot in the south. Here in the Portland area, you can find these at most nurseries, but you just don't really see them planted. I'm sure people have them in their backyards, and right now they're sending up all of their new growth for the year. Some of their older fronds are looking a little tired. You just kind of go in there and clean them up as is. But I was looking at it today, and I never it's kind of terrible when you have so many plants, you don't always pay attention to everything. But there is a lot of variegation in these leaves. They're not uniformly green. They actually are striped, kind of a green and almost a yellowish green color. I saw it on one and it was very this one here, I think, very apparent. And then I started looking around. Some of them are all green. I'm wondering if this is just kind of will fade to the solid green. Like an older one from last year, you can see it's more of a green color. But look at the new growth on this. Isn't that something? And these are a pretty decent sized fern. I think the tag they said like 2 foot tall and wide, and they're definitely a lot bigger than that. I've had them in here for 3 or 4, maybe 3 years now, and they bought them as small ferns in a little square pot, and they have really grown, and definitely one of my favorites. Such a neat looking plant for a kind of a darker shady spot. They like moisture. This is kind of a wet spot. The soil in this area is wet for me, and now they get lots of shade from these palms here. But just such a really nice fern, and then they end up getting spores on the underside. I think there's some spent ones there, so pretty easy plant to grow. I don't really water these, but there is irrigation in here in the summertime, so they do get moisture, but they seem to be a little bit more tougher than kind of like the lacy ferns. It's such a cool plant, and the new growth is really something else.